Welcome everyone to Keep It Classy Tech. If you've been following my channel, then you know that I recently got a new camera, which is the Panasonic Lumix S5 to upgrade the Lumix G85 that I had previously. So I wanted to do a video showcasing the 77-inch Sony A80J, and it has been calibrated, using the new camera. So I will have some screenshots that I took comparing video clips that I took on both the new S5 and the previous old G85 that will show the difference that the camera makes. The biggest one being the dynamic range that it's able to capture. Also, the S5 can do 4K at 60 frames per second in 10-bit 420 from the camera or 422 to an external recorder, things that the G85 could not do. The S5 can also record in Vlog, which is pretty much like flat without color, and then you can load a 3D LUT in color grading, but I have not done that with this video yet. This is just using the Cinelike D setting on the camera, and I spent probably about 10 hours going through all the settings back and forth, going from recording a clip, putting it on the computer to view on the TV itself to try and match as closely to what I see in person on the TV. All the footage shot in this video was shot at 4K 60 420 10-bit at an f3.7, 23mm, 60 shutter speed, MOV file format using the Cinelike D setting with custom saturation, highlights, and shadow settings, with the ISO range locked between 400 and 1600, and a luminance range of 0 to 1023. And autofocus is disabled, it's all manual focus. Alright, so and to try and avoid any copyright strikes but show as much content as possible, with this video I'm chopping up the recordings and showing different segments here and there, so hopefully that will work. I tried doing a couple movie trailers and that didn't work, so I had to remove or cut those up as well, but hopefully this tactic of having just a few seconds here and there, everything spread out, let's see what happens. So overall, some of this footage you've seen on the A80J before, but again, that was on the old camera, so you could go back and compare it to a previous video, but you could just also look at these screenshots here where I have videos playing side by side, and you can see on the left the G85, that Ferris wheel is like barely there, and the buildings, again, barely there. The S5 is on the right, and then here the G85 was blowing out the detail on that tree, and then the trees in the background on the right are just all black. You can't see any detail at all. The same with the mountain range in the back on the right. So the G85 is limited to around 10 stops of range, while the S5 goes up to 14, and in this ISO range that I'm shooting should be around 13 stops. Here on the antenna, you can't even make out anything around the dish part, and the sun is barely visible on the G85. Also, the detail in the grass and weeds is far less. Here, the beak of the parrot, you can't make out any detail, it just turns it all to black on the G85. And again, there's not nearly as much sharpness or detail on it. And then this image, so down by the water, behind the trees, you can actually see the land a little bit there on the S5. So while the S5 is a huge improvement, it's still not perfect, but no camera would be when shooting a TV. And then in this image, you can see the trees in the front of the image on the S5, whereas the G85 would just make them a pure black. Also, some of the lights on the buildings in the distance are far more visible on the S5. So another thing too is when viewing this video, view it on the best screen that you have. So like even if I just open it on my phone, which I have a OnePlus 8T, which has a really good screen, if I max out the brightness on it, then it actually looks how I recorded it to look. But if I'm looking on my monitor, which my monitor is SDR and it's limited to like 300 nits, and it's an IPS display, it doesn't really look that great. But watching on either of the OLEDs or on my phone, then you actually do get to see the video the way that I was shooting it to look. And that look was to match the A80J as closely as possible. The A80J really is an incredible TV with absolutely stunning visual capabilities, and it is very difficult to capture that on a camera and then put it through software to upload to YouTube and then show it that way. So the shadow detail on the TV is really excellent. The color accuracy, the range, the contrast, everything about it is very, very good, with pretty much only the A90J surpassing it, but is not available in 77 inches, and that difference still isn't that big either. So with the calibration done on this TV, it's measuring about 860 nits for small highlights and around 175 to 180 for the full field, which is a really excellent result for an OLED TV. And remember that OLEDs don't have to get as bright as LCD TVs to have better perceived contrast because of the pure black. So I will have a follow-up video soon with the new settings for the 77-inch A80J, including the service menu settings, but I also will have, for people who don't want to go into the service menu, just using the regular user menu, how to get these settings and get to this white point, which was perceptually matched to D65 on an LCD. And just a reminder that if this helps you or you like this video, if you can please press the like button, that will help more people to find the video. Also, if you notice some of my older videos disappearing, I will be removing some of them and redoing them with the new camera or with new settings, just to avoid confusion, because I know I already have a couple of settings videos for the A80J, so I'm just going to remove those when I have the new video out soon. And I'll probably also do a re-review of the A80J, now knowing that for example, the gaming issues, and that I really can't recommend this TV for gamers at all, even though it is excellent for movies and TV. And then when I get a 48-inch C1 that's not full of banding or having other issues, then I will have lots more content for the C1 as well, including a re-review on that one with the new updates the TV has gotten, including the 4K 120 Dolby Vision, the new game bar, things like that, as well as how to properly set it up as a monitor, including how to get 200 nits full field, so that way it's always 200 nits and there's no ABL or change in brightness as you're resizing windows when using it as a monitor. And while 200 nits on a normal size monitor is pretty standard, I will say that 200 nits on a 48-inch was really too bright, at least for me. So there will be another option in that video for using a lower brightness setting that's less eye fatiguing. And then, in addition to all of that, I will have more new TV reviews coming very soon. Probably have the next one, or the unboxing of the next one, the day after you're seeing this video. That is, of course, if you're seeing it on the day this comes out. And then, on top of all of that, I am still working on getting new calibration equipment, as well as getting ready for the ISF course to get my certificate in the next couple of months. So there has been a bit of a delay in content recently, but I'm trying to get back on track with everything and keep a steady maybe 3 videos a week, maybe more, maybe less, or maybe 3 videos in a stream. We'll see. But trying to get back to that, but I do have a lot going on as well. Alright, so the rest of this video is going to be playing through the Spears & Munzel disc, which really is a great disc to have. I fully recommend it, and meeting Stacy Spears at the TV shootout was a great experience as well. Can't wait for the new Spears & Munzel disc to be coming out soon. Let me know below in the comments what you think of the new footage. How does the new camera look? Can you tell the difference when viewing the content versus some of the older videos on the A80J? Does it change how you think the A80J looks at all? Is the extra range that's now visible, does it do anything to change your opinion on how the TV looks? Or is it just nice to finally be able to see it in a better manner than before? And while the S5 really is a huge upgrade and does really show it a whole lot better, again, it's still not perfect. It still doesn't look exactly like it does, especially depending on what screen you're viewing the video on. But it is definitely much, much improved, and I think well worth the price paid. Alright, I think I'm going to pretty much wrap it up here. The video will continue to play for about another 5 or 6 minutes. Just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking around that have. Should be planning another live stream here pretty soon to discuss the new TV that's I'm working on to review. You'll see that announcement on the community tab soon. And I will also have a full recommendation for either movie-focused TVs or gaming-focused TVs for kind of each price bracket in that stream as well. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.